The movie begins with Prince Desmond of Varsity Kingdom, who is set to marry Princess Maria of Almenia Kingdom. Many guests had arrived for their engagement, but Maria's facial expressions made it clear that she did not want this marriage at all. It was being arranged to end the long-standing conflict between Varsity and Almenia. About 300 years ago, these two kingdoms were one, but internal conflicts led to their separation. Over the years, both kingdoms saw ups and downs and realized that working together was far more beneficial than being apart. So now, after centuries, they decided to set aside their grudges and extend a hand of friendship. To strengthen this bond, they aimed to turn enmity into kinship through this marriage, and ultimately, they even wanted to reunite as one kingdom. However, the question of who would rule the unified kingdom became a major conflict. Both the current kings wanted the throne, which led to disagreements. In the meantime, Maria was being forced into marriage with Desmond. To cement this alliance, Desmond was thrilled about the marriage, but Maria disliked him and wanted no part in it. A few days after the engagement, she refused the marriage and eloped with a plumber, whom she had been in a relationship with for a long time. This act deeply humiliated the Varsity Kingdom, and instead of bringing the two kingdoms together, the incident turned them into sworn enemies once again. Desmond was now in a dilemma. What should he do to restore his family's honor? That's when his assistant suggested that Maria had a younger sister, Jennifer, who lived in America and had never visited her homeland. She despised the royal lifestyle. The assistant proposed that if Desmond married Jennifer instead, the same goal could be achieved. The two kingdoms would still become relatives. Hearing this, Desmond ordered his men to find out where Jennifer was. Meanwhile, Jennifer, unaware of these developments, was busy with her normal life. She and her best friend Ellie were running a small charity program that encouraged people to donate money for a good cause. Jennifer had high hopes for an important meeting that day, but no one donated even a single penny, leaving her disappointed. While heading home, Jennifer sensed someone was watching her. She felt uneasy, fearing she might be kidnapped, but she brushed it off, knowing that it was probably people from Varsity Kingdom who wanted to talk to her. However, she had no interest in speaking with them and ignored them. But soon guards from Varsity surrounded her and asked her to come with them to their kingdom. Jennifer did not want to go, but after much pleading, she agreed and took Ellie along. Upon reaching Varsity, Desmond's assistant welcomed her and said that Prince Desmond wished to speak with her. Ellie was stunned. Why would a prince want to meet Jennifer? She couldn't understand what was going on. Jennifer reassured Ellie to stay calm and went to meet Desmond. He said, "I don't need to tell you that I was supposed to marry your sister, but she refused and married someone else. Both you and I know how important this marriage is for the unity of our kingdoms, so I want to ask for your hand in marriage." Jennifer was shocked and completely unprepared for such a proposal. She didn't reject him outright, but told him she needed time to think about it. Desmond grew anxious. If Jennifer refused as well, the dream of uniting the two kingdoms would remain a dream. Meanwhile, Ellie was furious after learning Jennifer's real identity. "You are a princess and you never told me? Unbelievable. People dream of living in a palace, and here you are, leaving that life for a simple, normal one. Honestly, I don't see any problem in accepting Desmond's proposal. You'll get to live a royal life." But Jennifer responded, "Desmond is like a machine. He even drinks water according to a strict schedule. No woman could ever live with such a rigid man. On top of that, he's always surrounded by guards. Where is the privacy in that? I've decided to reject his offer, but it's not up to me alone. My family will start pressuring me to say yes." "Now, I don't know what to do," Ellie advised her. "Don't rush. Get to know him first. Maybe he's not as bad as you think." Jennifer agreed and decided to spend some time with Desmond to understand him better. When she approached him again, Desmond assumed she had accepted the marriage and, overjoyed, arranged a grand dinner at the palace to formally propose. But Jennifer had other plans. She first dismissed the guards from the room and suggested, "I hate being surrounded by guards. Why don't we go out, just the two of us? If we spend time together, we'll understand each other better." Desmond hesitated, saying, "It's too risky. Without my guards, we could be in danger." Jennifer challenged him, "So you can't do anything without your guards? Step outside the palace walls and see how normal people live. They are far happier than you." Her words stirred something inside Desmond, and for the first time in his life, he left the palace without his guards. This act impressed Jennifer. Together they roamed the city all night, visiting markets and meeting new people. Desmond realized how joyful life could be outside his strict royal routine. "Jennifer, today is the first time I've felt truly alive. If it weren't for you, I would never have understood this." Meanwhile, back at the palace, Desmond's assistant panicked and spread the rumor that Desmond had been kidnapped. When Jennifer saw this news, she quickly rushed back to the palace with Desmond. She took the blame, saying, "It was my idea to go outside. If punishment is needed, I'll take it." But Desmond, standing by her side, defended Jennifer. "She didn't forcefully take me outside. Rather, I wanted to go with her myself so that I could spend some time among people like an ordinary person." This made Jennifer very happy because she saw that I cared for her, and she immediately agreed to the engagement. However, she needed more time before marriage so that she could get to know Desmond better. Since they would be close to each other after the engagement, they would have a great opportunity to learn more about one another. Thus, the engagement was celebrated with great pomp and joy. The entire palace was filled with happiness. This was the first step toward the two kingdoms becoming family, and Jennifer had successfully taken that step. Now, as soon as the engagement happened, Jennifer went viral everywhere. People were talking about how the princess, who had been hidden from the world for 20 years, got engaged to the king of Varsity. Jennifer had arrived at Desmond's palace, where she received a grand welcome. Even though she was now engaged to Desmond, he never entered Jennifer's room without permission. He gave her time to adjust, waiting until she felt comfortable before trying to talk to her. However, within just a few days of living with Desmond, Jennifer started realizing that he was nothing like she had imagined. Instead, he was a truly kind person, someone who respected women, cared for everyone's happiness, and valued their privacy. Because of this, Jennifer herself started talking to Desmond. One night, as they were both gazing at the stars from the palace rooftop, Desmond said, "I tried to bring happiness to your elder sister in the same way, but maybe she didn't like me. Perhaps I should have been more handsome, which I am not. But in the end, what happened was for the best. If I had married your sister, she would have lived a miserable life, and I would never have been happy either. But being with you, I have learned to live life differently. I don't know how many years it has been since I last sat on a rooftop to look at the stars. Seeing this view with you has brought back old memories. I don't know if you like me or not, or whether you'll agree to marry me or not. I won't force you, but ever since I met you, I found a new way to live. Thank you so much for bringing happiness into my life." Hearing this, Jennifer became very emotional. From that moment, she truly started liking Desmond. But she knew that finding someone like Desmond again was nearly impossible. That's why she was now ready to live life as a princess. And so the wedding day finally arrived. The kings of Varsity and Almenia met, and while discussions were supposed to happen, they turned into arguments over who would be the next ruler if both kingdoms united. There seemed to be no solution. Seeing this, Jennifer made both her father and Desmond's father sit face to face and asked, "What is the first thought that comes to your mind when you hear each other's name?" Desmond's father answered first, saying, "When I hear your father's name, I think of inspiration. He is only slightly older than me, but he has always played the role of an elder brother in my life. Without him, I would never have reached where I am today. There was never any enmity between us, but the greed for the throne created one." Jennifer's father then said, "When I look at Desmond's father, I see a great companion. He is the only person in my life whom I can trust blindly." After hearing both of them, Jennifer said, "If you two love and respect each other so much, then what is this fight about? Both of you should rule this new kingdom together. There is no rule that only one person can be king. Two kings can govern together and run the kingdom even better." Hearing this, both rulers reconciled. They said, "Wow, even before our children's wedding, we have become family. That's why we should not force them into marriage. If they agree, they can marry. Otherwise, we won't pressure them." Desmond became sad upon hearing this. He wanted to ask Jennifer, "Will you marry me?" But he didn't have the courage. He thought Jennifer was only agreeing to the marriage for the sake of the kingdom, so pressuring her wouldn't be right. Heartbroken, he walked away. Jennifer watched him leave. She wanted to stop him, but she couldn't gather the courage. Seeing Jennifer's distress, Ellie understood what was happening and told her, "Look, if you love Desmond, this is your last chance to stop him. Go and tell him before it's too late." Jennifer ran after Desmond. Meanwhile, Desmond had already driven halfway, but his heart was restless. He thought, even if Jennifer rejects me, that's okay. But at least once I should confess my feelings to her, so that I won't regret it for the rest of my life. With that thought, he got out of the car and ran back toward Jennifer. When the two saw each other running toward one another, their happiness knew no bounds. Desmond realized that Jennifer liked him too, which is why she was coming toward him. Similarly, Jennifer understood that Desmond couldn't live without her, which is why he had left everything behind and was coming back to her. And so, when Desmond finally proposed to Jennifer, she immediately said yes. Their wedding was celebrated with great grandeur, and with this happy ending, this beautiful little movie came to an end. If you liked the video and the explanation, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and take care of yourself. Thanks for watching.